This is music, and this is Fate. Welcome to the first episode of a series called A Taste of Mary's Blood. In these videos, we explore releases by the Japanese heavy metal band Mary's Blood. It's a band I've been wanting to check out for a while. I became aware of them because their guitarist Saki is also one of the guitarists in another band that I'm a fan of called Nemophila. Earlier this year, they announced, not Nemophila, but Mary's Blood announced that they were going on an infinite hiatus. So that sounds pretty much like they broke up. But let's see. We are going to have a look at Fate from 2016. And this is not what the cover artwork looks like, by the way. This is just a booklet, a poster that came with the CD. The CD itself looks like this. It came in a digipack. I do still have the digipack safely stored somewhere else. And you can see the cover artwork in the thumbnail of this video. This booklet slash poster is actually pretty cool because it's just a big band photo, so you can actually see what the band looks like. As you can see, it's an all-ladies band, so it's one of the many very, very, very good heavy metal bands that are all ladies on the Japanese metal scene. If you turn it around, you get the lyrics, and you have the lyrics in kanji and also transliterated into Western letters. So what kind of music are we dealing with here? We're dealing with, I think it's fair to say, power metal, but it's power metal that combines power metal, thrash metal, even some traditional metal, some modern metal, some new metal and metalcore even, but not too much, at least not too much for me. So overall, it's actually a very enjoyable album. I really like it. There are 11 tracks on it. The first one is called Counter Strike. That's just an all-out aggressive power thrash song with just big, larger than life vocal melodies in the choruses. The drumming is just thrashy as hell, and the riffage is thrashy as hell. Actually, the riffage has some melodith to it every now and then, which I think is pretty cool. There's some very cool breakdowns in the bridge as well. So it's just a great aggressive power thrash song. And Saki, the guitarist, her soloing kind of stretches from really chaotic, frantic, shreddy guitar solos in the vein of Kerry King, not ripping Kerry King off and not as much whammy bar, but just like, the frantic kind of guitar solo that's known from Slayer, to very tasty and melodic guitar solos. And in this song, Counter-Strike, you get a taste of the more aggressive, chaotic guitar solos. So very good. It works very well. It's followed by a track called Shall We Dance? And you would not expect that from the title, but that's another power thrash metal song. It has super aggressive drumming. It has some awesome thrashy riffage. The vocals are just sing-along friendly. And so you have, the larger than life kind of power metal vocal melodies. The bridge has some really cool riffage. And there's even some, I would call it blast beating, but more in the vein of Mike Smith kind of blast beating in this song. And that works really well. The guitar solo here is more of the tasty melodic variety. So that's great. It's followed by a song called Angel's Ladder. And this one is more of a modern metal song with some core and new metal elements, but not too many of those. The main riff is a kind of metalcore style groove, but there's some really, really nice vocal melody lines, especially in the chorus. That's just catchy and again larger than life, so that's great. And there's some really nice falsettos actually in the chorus too. Some soft, nice falsettos. The second verse is a bit more thrashy, while the first verse is a bit more chory, I would say. And the bridge has a kind of nu metal kind of groove to it, but just to throw a curveball at you, there's a guitar solo on top, right? Nu metal was kind of known for having these simple grooves in the riffage and no guitar solos. Here, they have a guitar solo on top of a nu metal groove, and really nice because it's one of the more tasty melodic guitar solos. So a very good song. I enjoy it. Followed by a song called Nautical Star, and it starts out with a cool drum intro, and then quickly you realize that it's a very melodic song. It has some very nice guitar melodies in the beginning, and it's just a nice melodic heavy metal song with some traditional metal elements and some modern metal elements as well. And then you have another catchy chorus with great chorus lines, and there's a thrashy bridge with one of those more frantic, chaotic guitar solos. So yeah, Nautical Star, a nice song. I enjoy that song very much. It's followed by a song called Chateau de Sable, because it's a French title. This song is it's a bit poppy. It's not a pop rock song, but it's a metal song with some more pop sensibilities to it, and it works very well. There are some pretty cool guitar riffs in that song, so that's nice. It's just a nice melodic modern metal song, to be honest, and I really like it. Here there's another more aggressive bridge though, and another chaotic frantic solo, and this was a bit of a long solo, so it's almost like panic inducing, which I think is intended. So another great song, but more of a melodic song with some pop sensibilities. It's followed by a song called Hanabi, because I got some notes in front of me and I can't read my handwriting, but it's called Hanabi, and that's a hard rock song. It's melodic too, and it's a bit poppy as well. And there's some really nice, tasty twin guitar melodies in the song, though, and it ends up having a kind of an epic feel to it, and this has to do with the fact that there are kind of lots of guitar layers, I think, on top of one another, and just nice guitar melodies as well. In the bridge, there's a nice groovy hard rock kind of riff that I really nice and it's really nice. And there's a nice tasty melodic guitar solo as well. So it's just a nice enjoyable melodic song with some pop sensibilities to it. It's followed by a song called Self-Portrait. This is another power thrasher, so we're going back into a more aggressive territory. You got some kind of melodeath style riffage again. You have some really, really nice drumming in this song, but that applies to the entire album. And this song has some nice dynamics in the way that it's composed. They're obviously very good songwriters in this band, and I don't know, but I assume that it's Saki that comes up with the guitar melodies, and they're really nice. The guitar melodies are tasty, lots of layers to them, lots of harmonies to them. They're catchy, they're memorable, but they're also quite complex, which I really appreciate. Anyways, it's a nice melodic song with some great dynamics when it comes to the way that it's composed. Another song with lots of just nice, catchy vocal melodies as well. So that's great. There is a kind of nice just groove in the second verse, whereas the first verse is not that groovy. The second verse has some groove to it. That's nice. And then in the sort of bridge, it kind of slows down and becomes a bit heavy. Which I kind of like, and they bring in another core style kind of breakdown, but it's not too much. I actually quite like it. And this one just has a noisy, crazy guitar solo. So Self-Portrait, another great song in my opinion. It's followed by a song called In the Rain. It's a melancholic ballad. It's not a bad ballad. I actually quite like it because it has kind of like I would say kind of like in between an early 80s new wave of British heavy metal power ballad and a kind of 70s hard rock kind of ballad, because you got some organ effects on it. There's some really nice bass work in this song, and a great just emotional performance on the vocals. So in the Rain, a nice ballad. I actually quite like it. It's followed by Change the Fate. It starts out as another kind of ballad. The opening is very melancholic, a ballady opening. But then it just kicks into an all-out just power metal song with larger-than-life power metal vocal melodies. Nice cool bass work here. It kind of takes me back, this song, a bit to early European power metal. So kind of, I would say, early Halloween. An influence there, I would say. There's some really nice guitar melodies as well here, and it's just a high energy song with a great guitar solo too. So Change the Fate, maybe a bit of a tip of the hat to old Halloween. I don't know. That's at least sort of the vibe I get from it. It's followed by a song called Endless Tragedy. It's a cool song. It has some catchy twin guitar lead melodies in it. The vocal melodies, great as well. This is another kind of very melodic song that combines traditional heavy metal and modern metal. Lots of guitar layers as well. So kind of like maybe a kind of a trademark aspect of the Mary's Blood sound. A nice song, I like it, and very enjoyable. And it's followed by a song called Queen of the Night. It's an up-tempo power metal song, very melodic, actually quite melodic, I would say. And it's also kind of melancholic because you have kind of like piano overlaid upon the more like traditional power metal part in the verses, and it works very well. There's some nice falsettos in this song too, and it's just a nice way to close off a very nice album, which has a lot of diversity on it, but also it's actually quite focused. So that's very interesting. The album has just great energy overall, and there's the bass tone is actually very cool. The bass, for the most part, kind of doubles up on the guitars or just pumps, but occasionally it goes into some cool stuff on its own. And the bass just has a nice tone to it. And the guitar tone is nice too. Quite heavy guitar tone, I think. Kind of like a thrashy guitar tone, to be honest. But there's just tons of melody on this album. Nice guitar melodies, nice vocal melodies as well. And the vocalist has a kind of a mid-range register that she sings in. So it's kind of in the same neighborhood as Love Bites, but not at... I think the vocalist from Love Bites sings at a lower register. This is more like a mid-range register, but she does do some belting here, and she hits some really nice falsettos every now and then. Obviously, we're dealing with a great singer, and she delivers those larger-than-life vocal melodies very well. So a great singer they have here, or had maybe, in Mary's Blood. The guitar soloing is great. Some of it is tasty and melodic, and some of it is just frantic and thrashy and shreddy, and works very well. The guitar melodies are very nice too. Obviously, Saki is a very skilled guitarist. Really enjoy her work on this album. The drumming is great. I think her name is Mari. She is just a fantastic drummer. She just pounds the crap out of her drum kit, but she's obviously a very technical drummer too. There is a bit of the 1-2 1-2 1-2, just European double bass drum, but for the most part it's more like thrashy drumming, which I really enjoy. She's a fantastic drummer. There's so many of these women drummers in Japan that just kick ass. It's incredible, and I think we have to thank now from Maximum the Hormone. I think she inspired a lot of girls and women to pick up the drumstick. Girls when they're kids, and maybe some women when they're a bit older, but I think she inspired a lot of girls and women in Japan to become drummers, and I think that's why they have so many just all out fantastic beasts behind the drum kit in the Japanese metal scene. So yeah, Fate, I really like this album. It's a very enjoyable power thrash metal album. If you like Japanese power metal, pick this one up for sure. If you like power thrash, pick this one up for sure. If you like female fronted metal, pick this one up for sure. If you like melodic metal, pick this one up for sure. You get the point. It's a great album. I enjoy it. Mary's Blood, Fate, great stuff. Thanks for watching.